Hi guys, welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sportscars. We're back in the workshop. If you like what you see and you're into your kit cars guys, then why not subscribe to our channel. Press subscribe, click on the bell icon, press all, and it'll send you notifications each week. Flown by another week. Don't know how many more sleeps there are till Christmas. Who cares? Let's just keep rocking and rolling with the cars in the workshop here. We're loving it. Hope you're enjoying the workshop walks. And if you do, press the subscribe button down there. And hopefully you can then, it'll find its way through to you each week and you can see what we get up to in here. A little snippet anyway. So what we've been up to? Well, we've got Jez's car here. Little, it's a 919 Fireblade. I think I said an 893 last week. It's a 919. Same engine, just different CC, same carbs, etc. Been on with MOT trying to sort out for it. A couple of things we've got to do with. Stripping all the coolant lines out and putting silicone hoses in here. A couple of dash dials we've got to do as well. But yeah, one thing I will say is check your coolant lines and make sure you are plumbing it up correctly. Was the first thing we did spot was it wasn't quite plumbed correctly. Not his fault. I think he's acquired it that way. So here's an example of when they're not correctly done. If you look down here, you'll see two pans. One's green, one's brown. Well, the green one came out the engine and the brown one came out of the radiator, so we don't even think it was getting into the radiator and circulating. The way it was plumbed and it was drawing back through, I think it was just literally rotating down through the thermostat housing, which is this band there. You run a little remote thermostat on these. It was running through this and out this other side and drawing back through the water pump. So it was hardly even touching the rad. It was pulling back up through the expansion tank from the bottom of the radiator. So just check, if you get overheating issues and you think, I've got to get a new radiator, just make sure it's plumbed up correctly. It's feeding through the engine, it's pulling back through and making sure it's efficient enough. So that's a classic example of not being, unfortunately, plumbed in correctly. And we saw it with the pipe work. One part of the pipe work was brown and one part was clean. So we knew that it wasn't actually flowing in the correct direction. But we'll get that sorted for him. So that'd be great. But other than that, it's quite tidy, nice little car. We showed you last week. Looks a bit sorry when we take it all apart like this and all the pipe works here. We've just pulled all this. This is all going to change to silicone stuff and some homemade type of adapters that we'll get readdressed and make some appropriate ones to work with that as well and plumb it up correctly. So yeah, we've been on with that and then we'll move on down and see what's next. Right, S2000 time. We spoke about this last week. We've been on with it again, doing a few bits. Last week we fitted the rear wings, the boot cover, etc. on it and a few other bits. And then this week we've been putting back in here. It's all back together. In the boot for your head on round here. We've put back in an LHD unit in here. Here was an open diff in there. It says no oil because we haven't finished that part yet. We've got to do that. So got an LHD unit. It's a viscous based one, Sierra based one we've sourced for John to go in there. Because it's a Labro type, so we sorted that. That's back together. Little exhaust thing problem we've got the seats gone back in the interior. We've just got a bit in the centre tunnel to sort out because we've got this to fit for his fuel gauge, which is a little device to calibrate his fuel gauge for him, to get that reading a bit more correctly. Then we'll finish off the centre, but all the interior panels gone back in.
What's that device for?
Right, so sometimes with your fuel gauge, if you have a pump that's designed to mount underneath and then you mount it on top, your sender will be reading in the wrong direction. So empty will be full and full will be empty. And this little device basically recalibrates it so that it spins it around the opposite 180 degrees, shall we say, so that full will read full and empty will read empty. Because if you imagine a float, if a pump's designed to mount on the top here and then levers down here and that's going up, if you turn it upside down, obviously it's going to be going the opposite way, empty will be empty. So you've got to reverse it, and that basically reverses the function for you, and that's what we're doing with John's there. So and it's got a little device. It's called a gauge wizard, basically. Sorts it all out for you. So nice and simple.
Calibrate as well if you're not completely full when it's full.
Yes, so you can adjust the calibration from to make sure that you are. So you can get your float if you want out of the tank, and you can make sure that full is full and empty is empty. So that it's got a incrementometer in there really, basically to adjust it for you. So that's what we've been on with. Wing stays are made and bent. They've been painted. I think they're over here. 2 seconds. They're here somewhere. Yep. They've just been painted up and bent, ready. We've just got one more 2 coats or so to go on those, and they'll go on. These are really modified quite differently. because we had to make a new bracketry for him, drill them shorter, because his offset of his wheel is hugely different to normal. These are normally a dead straight up part here, so we've had to modify these completely to get them to get his CSRs on there for him correctly. So yeah, they're on with those, and they'll be finished off in the week and back to John so that he can finish tinkering with himself and that, so that's cool. So yeah, what else we've got to find? Right, so I had some new wheels in this week, guys. I'm going to talk about a little bit of a product for you. So if you've got a Mazda base car, 4x100, 15-inch rims. Pro races, as we know, are a bit of an issue at the moment. Production's seized and they're trying to get... So we've found an alternative, which we spoke about the other week, which was the anthracite grey version that we make now. So these are 4x100, 6.5x15s, 35 offset, so perfect for your Mazda fitment. We do them in the anthracite grey, and then we had a customer say to us, well, I want them in black because they want them like the pro races. Well, we come up with the option for you then. So we can get this done, we can get them repowder coated, and here we go. So 2 samples there for you, 1 in anthracite, 1 in gloss black, and also we've done on this one our centre logo badges on there as well, the new logo badges as well. So if you've got a Mazda base car, 4x100, and you want a new wheel, there you go. Black or anthracite, choose your poison. Fit your colour scheme. Pretty light actually. I think I weighed them. There were less than 200 grams difference between that and the Pro Race 1.2. So not particularly heavy in any way, but really nice. Super clean wheel, multi-spoke, very, very similar design. German designed as well, so they're very, very strong. So I don't think you're going to have any issues there. Cool, but so if you're looking for that type of wheel, pick up the phone, go on the internet, type it in, wheels will come up for you, you can order them. I think we've got 1 set in anthracite in stock. The black we do to order, because we will always carry the anthracite in stock. The black we then have to really get done custom for you as well. So cool, that's what we're up to on the wheels this week. Right, chassis production. Volume's right up on this at the moment. We're speeding ahead as quick as you can. Another 2 have arrived this week as well. We're still collating these kits, so the chassis are made, but obviously we've got other parts, bodywork, seats and trim. So we're collating all them together. Floor pans are done on this one as well. Here ready, and all the wishbone parts of them done. So that's really maxed out on the moment. We're working quite hard to fulfill the orders as well. So this is a Mazda RX-5, a round tube one here, square tube here, chassis, and then we've got another one actually, well, we've got another 3 over there that are ready to sort of all those part picked, ready to go out to the owners. The bodywork panels have arrived as well. So we'll collate those kits and get them out to the lucky owners very shortly. But yeah, we're still on with that. Obviously, if you're still interested in a kit or you want to know more information, pick up the phone, as we say, and or drop us an email or message, and Neil or myself will have a good old chat with you and see what you're interested in. So cool, and move on. Right, along with chassis production, which is over there, we've been kicking it off with exhaust production as well. Let's drop that. A couple of Mazda Systems in, which we showed you the other week. Yes, you can use the standard Mazda manifold and we do the link pipes, but we've got a couple of systems here, which is our new stainless steel system for the Mazdas. If you're going NA and you're staying NA, then we do that, and that also works for left-hand drive cars. So those have been, there's 2 systems there. We've also 2 more S2000 systems here we've made. Basically 4 into 2 into 1 on that, whereas we run 4 into 1 on the Mazda. Should give it a little bit more sort of torque and power difference, but generally on those they work particularly well. So we've got those cracking on. We've had other systems made this week, booster systems, Pinto systems as well we've had. So that's been cranking up as well. So, but if you're after an exhaust system for your car and you don't know if it works or it fits or etc., then again, just drop us a message or an email and we'll try and cut you in and see what we can sort out for you. Right, RX5 time, Richard's car. A few bits more done on this week. Ticking along quite nicely. Let's pull that bonnet off. Drop that down out of the way for a second. So, a couple of little jobs. This has been now fixed and secured down. We can pull that off, but we've done all the screw fixings for this, secured it in, holes are drilled in for the indicator, stalks to go in ready for IVA, headlights are mounted, just got to be wired in now into the loom. They're all done as well. We spoke about wing stays, throttle cables in. We'll pull this off a second. Z bracket down here, chaps, as well, so we've put that in as well. So this mounts in for the bottom of the nose cone. That's in that section. We drilled that and we screwed it in from the inside as well. So that's in. Obviously the intercooler radiator was last week, and then we've made the lines in for the coolant on this side. Coolant lines in, the header tanks, very nice header tanks. That's in and mounted on the bulkhead panel. We mounted in as well. Throttle cables secured and in. Oil pressure sender switch has been finished off. Top hose is in with the senders in as well, and some of the other cooling and plumbing lines that will be fitted in. Wiring up the things like the TPS here and that's all gone in as well. We've got a few other plugs just to connect up. So not far away. Clutch line's gone in down the bottom here. We've got a few straggly bits of wire that we've just got to sort out for the we put in the fluid pots down in here as well. Pretty hard to see that, but the brake fluid reservoirs are in. We just got to put the low level warning floats in here for IVA spec, and then that'll get finished off down in there for both of those in with the clutch line finished off down there. It's like a braided hose clutch line. So these look great, really clean, cleans up all the bulkhead. So all you have on the bulkhead here is the battery, which will mount here, and your coolant tank, which is nice and solid and mounted, and these are very nice bit of kit. Coolant lines down running into filling up to a T-point down in the base here as well. So all of those little components, we've just got some vacuum lines to plumb up in here, and we should be firing this week coming. There's no reason why I shouldn't be firing up at all. And this is just a feed return from the top of the rad as well. So the intercooler's not getting done now because it will go turbo at a later date, but we've put all that in ready for when it does, because I'm pretty sure he's going to want that if he's mad. But yeah, they're great fun when they're turboed. Even normally aspirated, I still like them normally aspirated. It's just a nice car to drive. So as we spoke last week, fuel caps in and stuff like that. The black fuel caps in there as well. So really coming together quite nicely. We'll put the nose cone back on in position there. Get that dropped in like so. Once that's secured with the Z bracket and there. I think we said last week, I mean, I like all the colours. There's not many colours I don't like, but I do like yellow and black. Does look strong, doesn't it? Does look strong. Yeah, so that's coming together quite nicely. Little bits and bobs bolted on each week, and we continue on the same journey, getting that done. We won't do the wings. They'll be one of the last jobs, the front wings, to go on, just because they get in the way and etc. So we just bond them on as one of the last jobs once you get it done. But yeah, looking forward to hearing that run. All good. So we move on. So back on with the S2000 a little bit this week as well. We've been putting in our wiring loom basically. So we've got our own wiring looms, custom wiring looms that we make now. They're very universal. The loom comes up through here. We've got a fuse box which is here, which will get mounted in the bulkhead panel here, just in this section. That will sit in there once we put the casing on it for the final fitting. And the relay box, which will mount up the top in this location onto the metal bulkhead panel that we do, so it cleans it all up. And this can then run on this side of the car, which is what we've got at the moment. It comes out the top, runs along and along around here, and we can also run it this side as well and underneath, depending on the engine configuration that you're running it for. It's got all the fixings on here. Everything is all labelled up. So what we've got here, we've got the coolant fan for that, obviously in the right position there for you. The horn, which we mount in this section here. Then we've got the headlight and indicators fixings. And again, this is left hand on it. We've labelled it now, but you can use it on both sides, alternator, starter, and then on this side you'll have the same. You've got indicators and etc. as well. Then we have it run down from here. You've got in here, it's all labelled as well. Again, if you had an electric water pump, if you was running it with a booster, for example. We've got the, what have we got here? Brake fluid reservoir pots, obviously, which would sit in this location. And I think that's for a water pump as well, which we said about. So those in two. And then we've got the main one here, which is the engine connection into the engine harnesses when we run it for like all the OMEX and everything else. We've got an engine harness here, and then everything else under here you've got your wipers if you wanted to do it, heaters, washer bottles all under here, main live feed in, all of those into there, into the relays. Runs along. We saddle bush these, mount these, so it's cable tied in afterwards. So if you get any complications later on, you can snip your cable tie and reuse it rather than P-clipping it, which is then a bit of an issue because you have to drill it out each time. So it's all running. Under this one here, we've put a bit of heat protection for where it's going to come close to some of the heat elements. So we put a bit of heat insulation around it as well. Not necessary, but it's just a bit of extra precaution for us. And then we run it right the way through the centre tunnel, along the top, underneath. And then once it comes out the back here, it sort of splits, boom, out into 2 directions. Again, with saddle bushed in, round here. And then you've got your light connections in here. So right hand, so you've got fog and reverse light on both sides, actually, I do believe. Fog and reverse, we do it, don't we, on both sides. And then right hand rear lights, your number plate light, and again you'll have side lights, tail lights, left and right indicators, and then fog and reverse. So you can have it on both sides, fog and reverse, whichever way you want to. If you're running dual fog lights, or if you're just running one, you can do either on it. So that's all in now. It's all fixed up for its final fixed positions, all nicely secured under IVA. 200, you can go more, but we always go about 200mm, chaps. Yeah, so you can see the 2 fixings here. We're well under where it is. It needs to be an IVA spec. So making sure you keep the fixings as universal and as evenly spaced as possible. That way, it's safer. Anyway, don't worry about ticking the IVA box. It's your car and your safety and security. So let's keep it as neat and tidy as possible. And these saddle bushes, if you haven't got them, you can't find them elsewhere, give us a shout. We've got them in stock.
They're on the website.
Oh, they're on the website. There you go. Pack of 10. So if you want them, etc., we can get them at a post. It's so much easier to fit them, and then we use them on various applications. Nice, neat and tidy. So that's where we've been with on the S2000. We'll carry on buttoning that up, and then again each week more parts will get bolted on. So looking good, happy with the looms. And if the universal looms, I think, are on the website now as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So if you're looking at that and you've got into build, you may not have an MK, you may have another 7S style of car. I've pretty much, most of the platforms are very similar in size and dimension, so it should fit 90% of the other cars that are in the marketplace as well. So you give us a heads up, or you got any questions on that, you know we are. Pick up the phone. Move on. Right, so videos, special question. Awesome. Right, so Christmas special edition video, chaps. Questions, don't forget to fire them in. So last week, we'll be doing a video next week, and we'll be shooting at me and Neil, sort of discussing what's gone on this year, what we're going to be doing next year as well, give you an insight and a flavour of what MK Sports Cars and Kit Car Direct are going to be heading into for 2021. Very exciting for us, very exciting times. This year's been booming. Look, there's been lots of things going on in the world, we know that, and we've been trying to support you guys wherever we can. We've loved every minute of it. We love what we do. We love coming into work every single day. What we do, we're extremely passionate about, and I can't thank you enough for your custom this year. And so hopefully we can roll that into next year. And we said last year, this year we're going to do track days, we're going to do this. Look, let's hope with what goes on that we can all get out and enjoy this and fun and these cars. This is what we build them for, to go out there, bang the hell out of them on track and have a bit of fun day in the run, in the sun, on the runs out. And hopefully we can get some more events like that in it. So if you've got any questions, lots of questions, we want them all in. If you want to know about me or Neil, what we do, what's on, what projects we got, how we got here, how we're going in the future, fire it through to us, and we're trying to answer them on our special edition doing there. You know where we are. Subscribe to the videos, like I said earlier, and you can catch up, and it will give you the link over Christmas as well while you're having your turkey and etc. It'll be great fun. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Like, share. We'll catch you next week.